Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Wow, what an absolutely beautiful day it is out. It's just so nice and cool, and it smells great and clean. I've been hearing all these birds coming chirping around, and better thing is I get to come out here and share it with you. So, hey, that's absolutely great too. Well, anyway, guys, remember how we've been saying how fast this whole thing is going to be going down? Well, I'll tell you what, I was reading 3 articles today, and each one of them is highlighting the speed at which this financial change is coming. And the first one is coming out of the ASEAN nations. So that's the Association for Southeast Asian Nations. Well, guess what, guys? They've come out and said, hey, we're looking to find ways to transact outside of the US dollar. Yep, you got it. Here's another group of countries that are abandoning the US buck and trying to find alternative ways to get around it. And it's because, guys, they can see what's coming. They can see the implosion happening right before their very eyes. And they know that this current fiat system is completely on its last legs, and in fact is practically already dead. Like I like to say, it's the petrodollar's dead. We just haven't had the funeral yet. But there you go. And look, guys, it is literally happening like in days of one another. You're getting these reports coming out, literally in days, and that shows you just how fast this stuff is coming down. Now, the second article was really interesting as well. This one is coming out of Citigroup. Now, they are projecting a absolutely phenomenal mass adoption in this distributed ledger technology space into the way the world works. And guys, they're purporting an 80x, 80 times greater. And they're saying, hey, within 3 to 5 years, you are going to see it like crazy. And by 2030, they believe that the majority of nations around the world are going to be transacting in central bank digital currencies. And guys, we know that's not too far down the line, is it? And it's coming absolutely fast. Now, interestingly enough, the third article that I was reading on that had to do with the whole debate over the US central bank digital currency. And you guessed it, you know what the primary focus is there? Of course, it's on the privacy of transactions. And this is probably one of the biggest and hottest topics in this space that you can even imagine. Because, of course, with central bank digital currencies, being that they're programmable, and the way in which you can actually track transactions, you could literally employ your monetary policy right into your monetary instruments. And having said that, boy, can't we see how all kinds of behaviors and social norms could be completely manipulated? Absolutely. I mean, you've got all the social programs over there in China with their digital yuan. You got all kinds of European nations really debating, hey, we could actually accomplish a lot of our goals by dictating this way or that way. And they're certainly considering putting in a lot of these social controls right in there. And on top of that, there we have the Federal Reserve sending private communications, not for distribution, to all these financial committees there in Congress, talking about adding a fourth element to what a monetary instrument is in the United States. Because right now, like we have the three, right? It has to be a store of value, it has to have a unit of account, has to be a medium of exchange. Well, now they want to actually employ social controls in that, and they've literally been sending that information over for, review and consideration in the United States. That's why you got folks like Tom Emmer and other people out there saying, hey, we need an act. And I think he's put together a bill, something like, with respect to the privacy and, securing our anonymity with the use of central bank digital currencies, which can absolutely be done. It's not a matter of can it be done, it's a matter of resolve. Are they willing to do that, or do they really want to exercise that level of control and rob us of our anonymity like we have with cash? And guys, this is the big debate for the U.S. central bank digital currency. But I'll tell you what, once that issue gets resolved, you're going to see this thing roll out so fast it'll make your head spin. Because look, they can see that this current fiat system is imploding literally upon itself. And don't kid yourself, they know, the Federal Reserve and all the big banks out here, they absolutely know that, look, a lot of demand for the US dollar is decreasing big time out there, because most of the dollars that have been created for demand outside of the United States, and talking trillions upon trillions of dollars. That demand, guys, is completely evaporating and in a record speed. It is crazy. And what's happening then? Well, hey, that money's all coming back. And and a lot of people ask, and some person said, well, can't they just destroy it? No, guys, they can't. They can't just destroy it. It's on the books. It's been released. They can't just burn it like you can, like with our digital assets, where you can have a burn rate and stuff like that. There is major consequences coming, and that's where you're going to see the hyperinflation like nobody has seen in generations. It is going to be insane. And they need to flip these switches. So you better believe this debate about the privacy issues and getting that all resolved with these central bank digital currency for the United States, at least for sure. Once that issue is resolved, bang, I bet you within about 3 weeks, if not less, you're going to see them come out and start promoting the use of it. And they're going to do it in various sectors. And then all of a sudden, one day, bang, it's going to be out there and everybody's going to be transacting in it. And that's what our legal tender and currency is going to be in the U.S. And Citigroup is right on the money, guys. They know, they can see it down the road. Most of them can. The fact of the matter is, it's not that it's not going to happen. It's when it's going to happen. And they're actually not even out there telling us or communicating in details. You're getting tidbits here and there. And some various groups are coming out and saying, hey, look, this is what's going on. But guys, come on. We're watching the evolution of money. This is a technological revolution. In fact, they're calling it the fourth industrial revolution. And look back over your own lives and look at the technology that actually has been implemented and how fast it was adopted and used. Think of your iPhones. You know what? iPhones didn't even come out until 2007. And guys, that's not that long ago, is it? And look at how much they proliferated these smartphones into our daily lives. We can barely exist without them. And here we are. Well, I'm telling you, it's going to be fast. It's going to happen so fast. And those of us that have gotten early, I'm telling you, people in your life down the road are going to ask you 2 questions. They're going to ask you, how did you know? And you're going to be able to say, hey, I kept my ear to the ground. I was listening. I was this, I was that. Second question they're going to ask is, why didn't you tell me? Don't you know it? And the fact is we've probably been sounding the alarm forever. And they're like, nah, that can't be, blah, 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 and on and on and on. And sure enough, it's going to happen fast. And for a lot of folks, it's going to be seamless. And get this, most people are literally completely oblivious to what's really going on. My wife has a very good friend. And I kid you not, Judy was talking to her about CBDC. She says, ooh, what's a CBDC? I mean, they have no idea whatsoever about what's to happen. And the craziest thing about that is this, the level of impact it's going to have on their daily lives is absolutely phenomenal. And yet, the majority of people are completely oblivious. So if you're in this space and you're in it now, I'll tell you what, you just thank the Lord for the good grace that he's given you to be aware of it and to be on target right now, because I'm telling you, it is probably going to be one of the greatest wealth transfers in the history of mankind. And most people are not going to have a seat at that table. That is absolutely what I believe. Well, anyway, guys, I sure hope you're having a fantastic morning, and it's gearing up to be a pretty good day. And listen, we have a great video planned for you later on today sometime. And until then, guys, I sure hope you have a good one and take care.